So I'm on MSC Grandiosa, selling out of Port Canaveral, and this is a studio balcony cabin. So this is an interesting cabin. So this is a balcony cabin designed for one guest. And interesting setup here. So this is the sleeping arrangement. Now I am not necessarily upset about this because I booked this cabin strictly to see what the studio balcony cabin entailed, for a bit of market research, meaning that I wanted to see what this balcony cabin was all about, how it could benefit a solo traveler. And I must say, I personally am not, I think it's not bad. Now, and I'm taking things into consideration. I'm taking into consideration a traveler who is traveling by themselves. They want a balcony cabin, so they want the balcony, right? That's what you're paying for when you purchase the balcony cabin. They want the balcony, but it's just them, right? So if they were to get a regular balcony, just a standard regular balcony, 9 times out of 10, they're paying the single supplement, which means that even though they're one person, they're paying for 2 people, okay? And so the only thing that they are not paying twice is the taxes and fees, because they're only paying taxes and port fees for one person. But the cruise rate itself, they're paying for 2 people. So what does one do, right? It's just me. I want a balcony cabin. I want to be able to have my own private balcony to sit out there. But it's just me and I don't want to pay for 2 people. Well, MSC, on MSC Grandiosa, and now even on some of their newer ships, they have studio cabins. They have studio interiors. On some of their ships, they have studio ocean view, and then they have studio balcony. And so this is a studio balcony on MSC Grandiosa. It is new to the American market. It was overseas and has come to the American market, selling out of Port Canaveral, Florida. I am on it. My family, I have a cousin who has a birthday. Her birthday was yesterday. And also we have some January birthdays as well. So we are, and December birthdays that passed. So we are all on the ship over the weekend just to enjoy and fellowship with each other. So I will show their cabins as well, because we have either interiors, studio interiors, or balconies of some sort. None of us got the ocean view, but this is the studio balcony cabin on MSC Grandiosa. And what I think has occurred is that this used to be probably a connecting cabin where you had a larger balcony, and then if they had like children or a family wanted to stay in a connecting room, then you had this smaller room. And this bed actually doubles as a bunk bed. So if it's 2 guests in the room, this is a bunk bed. So this is actually a bunk bed that's pushed down into the 1 bed configuration. I'll move my bag out the way. And then you have your closet. You got your curtains, nice little decor on the wall. And then you have your closet, nice closet space. So because this is a bunk bed / couch / day bed, the pillows, the back pillows, the cushions to the back of the couch, I actually put them in here. But you have your closet here. You have the other side of your closet here. You have drawers here. And again, this is for one person, right? So plenty of space for one person. Then you have your little work area with your, glasses, work / eating / news area, information area. You've got your 2 towels that you get when you come on the ship. You have your refrigerator or mini bar. And if you don't want to have the mini bar here, you feel like, I'm not going to purchase anything in there, I don't want it there, you can have them empty this out and you can use it as a cooler for your items. And then you have the little ottoman / work table here. You have your USB port. You have the light switch. And then you have the regular American outlets, and then you have the European outlets. your TV, you have your remotes, all of that. You have your telephone, you got a nice large mirror, and then of course you have your room controls, you have your temperature control, your do not disturb, please make up my room, you have your light controls, and of course, just like on all the other MSC ships, and even some other ships, you have to have your key card in this slot here for the lights to work. And then we have the bathroom, and this is interesting because I have never had a bathtub on a cruise ship. So in this particular cabin, you actually have a bathtub, a basin here, in addition to the shower, but you also have a bathtub. Right now, remember I said I think that this used to be an extra connecting cabin for families where their children can stay over here. So that kind of makes sense that there might be a little bathtub in here that children can take baths in. And it's got a lot of space. It's a nice size. This is basically just a standard size bathtub on a cruise ship. And then you have the mirror, of course, and you have storage here. You can put your items in the little bar so that it doesn't fall over. You have your towels, your standard sink, your standard commode. Okay, so this is the balcony ocean view cabin on MSC Grandiosa, sailing out of Port Canaveral, Florida. And you have your light switch. And as well, so I'll take that back. I'm not going to finish it just that quickly. So the balcony is actually pretty neat because, right, you're buying it for the balcony. The balcony is a nice size balcony. I mean, this is at the very back of the ship. So this is an aft view balcony. It is at the very back of the ship. Okay. Trying to see, this is an aft view balcony. It's very windy out here. That's the Disney ship right there at the very back of the ship. And look at the space on this balcony for one person. This is a huge balcony for one person. Huge balcony for one person. So if you are seeking a balcony cabin, but you're a solo traveler and you're not too concerned about your bed space, then this may be the cabin for you. This is the solo balcony or studio balcony cabin on MSC Grandiosa, sailing out of Port Canaveral, Florida. And these are our shirts for our group cruise this weekend, family cruise with some of my family. And it says, "All ship, it's a birthday trip." These t-shirts were made by K Simone Designs, and definitely she did a good job. The family loves it. Alrighty. MSC Grandiosa, solo studio balcony cabin.